Welcome back to PRM Network. I'm your host, Clint Thomas. We'll be talking about the last three finalists for the Kulwicki Driver Development Program were announced, past results from Caraway Speedway, South Alabama, and Hickory Speedway, and then take a look at the upcoming season in the Southeast. Last week we mentioned the first two finalists for the Kulwicki Driver Development Program, which were Seth Christensen and Derek Gluchacki. The last three finalists have been announced. Taylor Hoare, the first Vermont finalist, a second-generation driver in ACT and late model series events, and daughter to Brian Hoare. Eisenhower, a Purdue student and former Illinois State Championship, competing in the All-Star Challenge and Pro Late Model racing. Bryce Miller competes in the ASA Midwest Tour and Super Late Model events. Finalists will be judged on the performance, civic participation, promotion, and fan interaction, and legacy stewardship. They will receive $7,000 in funding with a chance to win $30,000 based on their season performance. Michael Atwell dominated the 49th Rattler 250 at South Alabama Speedway, leading nearly every lap and setting a new record for the most laps led in the event. Starting from the pole, he held off challenges including a caution with 17 laps remaining to secure a convincing victory. Atwell's performance broke Ty Majestic's previous record for laps led. The win marked a significant achievement in Atwell's career, adding to his prestigious trophy collection despite some challenges. Atwell expressed gratitude for his team's hard work and the success of the weekend. Colin Allman finished second and Stephen Nassy took third. Dustin Smith and Dylan Bigley rounded out the top five. Hickory Motor Speedway hosted two races this weekend, the 20th Easter Bunny 150 and the St. Patrick's Day 150. Spencer Davis won the 20th Easter Bunny 150 after a thrilling late model race with Joey Diron. Led laps of the race phased through challenges after a caution with 11 laps remaining. The restart saw Diron briefly pull ahead, but Davis fought back and with 2 laps left made contact with Diron, causing him to slide off the track and give Davis the opportunity to take the lead. This marked Davis's first pass super late model victory. Despite post-race tensions and a heated exchange with Diron, Davis celebrated his hard-fought win. Garrett Hall finished third in the St. Patrick's Day 150. Joel Diron dominated the caution-free race. He took the lead lap on 32 and extended it over 3 seconds, finishing the race without any interruptions. This victory marked a significant achievement for Diron, especially considering his past struggles at the track despite his previous misfortunes. Diron brought his best car and secured his first event St. Patrick's Day win. Garrett Hall finished second, while Caden Quapple took third. Jeremy Greshner secured a major victory at Caraway Speedway during the March Madness Open 75 after making a remarkable comeback from a series injury sustained at Nunes Smyrna Speedway. Greshner, who qualified fourth, dominated the race and took home the $6,500 prize. Burt Myers and Brandon Ward finished second and third, respectively, while Gary Putnam and Bryce Bailey rounded out the top 5 in the Carolina Crate Modified Series. Sean McKinley claimed the win after a dramatic race, with Dylan Ward finishing second with Cody Norman in third. The Caraway Charger division saw Matthew Smith take the lead from Justin Hathcock to win the 35-lap feature event. The next race at Caraway Speedway is the Dogwood 200 on March 29th. Five Flags is having a big weekend. 3 nights of racing started on Friday. We'll be hosting Outlaw Trucks, Sportsman, and Crown Vics. Racing will start at 8 p.m. Saturday night, Race 2 series will be racing the Pensacola 150 as part of the ARCA Menard Series and Boyer's Compact Touring Series. The ARCA Series is kick-starting its season opener in their East Division. Racing will start at 7:35. The last day of racing will end with the Sunshine State 200 presented by Appalachian Sucker Punch for the ASA All-Stars Series National Tour. Qualifying will start at 12 p.m. and the race will start at 2 p.m. Streaming will take place on Flow Sports for all these races. The 5th Annual Spring Nationals at Cordele Motor Speedway will be streaming live on Race America TV on Saturday, March 22nd. The event features a 100-lap Pro Late model with a $6,000 to win, along with 50-lap races for the Grand National Super Series. Additional races includes Pure Stock, Mini Stocks, Outlaw, Legends, and many more. Lastly, Farmington Dragway is opening up this weekend, March 22nd, 23rd, with their Farmington Series. Both will have days to win $10,000 each a day for the Gear Jammer Series. The 2025 Rogers Dab Challenge, presented by Hoosier Tire, will be the top of the Pro Late Model drivers competing across the tracks in the Southeast region. The schedule includes 8 races at 5 Flag Speedway, Mobile International Speedway, Montgomery Motor Speedway, and Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. The season kicks off the April 25 at 5 Flags and concludes on October the 18th at Montgomery. The challenge will crown a champion based on the top 7 finishes, with a minimum $5,000 to win for the Southern Pro Series is also to synchronize rules and schedules. Something to come up this winter about racetracks in North Carolina and packages to try to make things more affordable. And the outcome that I've looked at is, does the cost to win ratio create more fun and return on investment? When you're looking at 3 items that contribute to a racer's expense per week, that is crashing, whether you get run into or run into somebody, that's 80% is the choice that you make that creates that expense. Tires, which are outside of the realm because there's a lot of chemical, transportation, and logistics issues in creating a tire that puts the cost where it's at. Last is an engine, and the engine contributes to both parties. You have something that you have to buy, rules packages are trying to keep a sealed engine to a cost-cutting measure, and then a choice from a racer that wants more horsepower to beat his competitors. So the question is, when you start spending more money, are you having more fun? Does getting these aftermarket seals for your engine and spending another $3,000 to $7,000 on top of your $4,000 to $5,000 crate engine, does that make it more fun? At what end does 30 horsepower is on the average of what some of the people are gaining in these built engines on a crate base? At what point do you decide that's enough? Is that after you've already spent your budget for the year? At some point, groups have to make a decision, and that really comes into leadership and maybe even having one rule that says, if it doesn't say I can, I can't. Thank you for joining us this week at the PRM Network. If you enjoy, please don't forget to like and subscribe.